Hey guys, welcome to episode number 18 of the Derby Criminal Life, and to start off this episode we do have the game against West Brom in the FA Cup. Obviously in the last episode we did win the Carabao Cup, so we have got Europa League football for next season, which is going to be very interesting to see. I'm about 95% sure we'll be in the Premier League, but you never know. If we fail through the playoffs, we'll have to wait and see. So we've got about, we'll try and get through 3, maybe even 4 games this episode. Because if I break it up nicely, then I can basically get the season done in 3 to 4 episodes, which is kind of what I want to do. Because we've got how many games? We've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games. So technically, I could do 3 episodes with 4 games, or 4 episodes with 3 games in each. So we'll have to wait and see. It really does depend. Like I don't want to make the videos any much longer than 30 minutes. I feel that's about. Let me know what you guys prefer. Do you prefer like 25 to 30 minutes, or do you prefer something around the 15-minute mark? Because I could always make the videos literally just chop in half in time if need be. So we did scout a few of these Brazilians in the last episode, but as I said, since we're in such a intense period, I just don't feel it's necessary. I don't think we can really take the gamble with a youth player. So yeah, we did obviously start to use Van Bergen in the last couple of episodes. He's been settling in quite well. I might be tempted to put Malone into the first team as well. I just feel he's slightly better than Max Lowe. Obviously Max Lowe only 5'9". I just feel that extra, few inches just makes a massive difference. Also, the better work rates, in my opinion. It's nice that Max Lowe stays back, but I think going forwards, he does actually have quite a bit of pace. Actually, Max Lowe. But he doesn't feel fast. I'd say they're about the same in pace. So yeah, I'm overall happy. The thing that's annoying me is dynamic potentials. That's the only thing about this career mode. I just feel some players should be way higher in stats. I don't think Rooney should have been downgraded. I think with 32 contributions in 36 games. No, I know he's 34, but just no, you can't decline. You can't get him lower in stats. Martin Waghorn, exactly the same rating. I know he's 30 years old, but look at them kind of performances with 30 contributions in 29 games. Like that is brilliant. And then Jack Marriott, you've got here with just under 40 contributions in 37 games, only a +2 for him. I just feel like these players, they should be, especially Bowen as well. I don't know how many ratings. I think he's gone up at least 1 from the start of the season, because I think he starts as a 75. But I just feel like these players, especially Joseph as well. Joseph's been doing great, and I just don't feel it's dynamic. Does that make any sense? Like it just feels like regular career mode growth. I don't think there's anything. I know we've had Sibley in training for quite a while. Same with Jason Knight, but yeah, if they're not in training, they're not going to grow. Essentially, that's how it is, which is a massive shame, because I was expecting a lot more from dynamic potentials. But let's head into the first game of the episode. We will be. Let me actually check when the next game is, because I'd rather focus on the league now that we've won a Carabao Cup. The FA Cup isn't the priority, but we have got about 5 games after it, so we should be able to play a strong team for this West Brom game. He'll be on for the game against West Brom at home. We have played a bit of a rotation team. It's got Ben Hamer in goal. I thought I could technically just play the goalkeeper constantly. I don't think stamina is much of a factor, but it's still nice to rotate. Then Dwayne Holmes on the left-hand side. Let's see how it does out there. Dowell at the cam position, then Evans and Byrne in the holding position, and Wisdom at right back. Looking at their team then, they've gone for the 4-2-3-1. Sam Johnson in goal, Wilson and Gibbs at fullback, Hegazi and Fitzwater, then Harper and Romeo, then Pereira, Edwards, Krovinovic. There we go, finally got it. He's a young Croatian from, I think it was Benfica, and then Ollie Burke up top, the former Forest man. It's interesting to see that he's normally a right mid, so it's interesting there's no Charlie Austin or Kenneth Sahal. Chance here to get the ball with Marriott. He's turned the man nicely, running at the defence now. Bit of space for him to run into. Bit better on his right foot. Cuts inside with the finesse shot. Saved by Johnston, but Jared Bowen is there to put it into the open net. It's a little bit of luck. It's a bit unfortunate that the keeper's save didn't go out for a corner, but at a tight angle there, Jaron Bowen at the right place at the right time does get the first goal of the FA Cup game. And I think when the patch does come, those kind of goals will probably not happen. Chance here for West Brom on the attack. Slipped through for Edwards. Can he ping it across the face of goal? Great tackle there from Wisdom, but he is offside regardless. We have just made a triple substitution. Bielik coming on after a long time being injured, and Chris Martin, of course, and Van Bergen. West Brom on the attack. It's a good ball into Pereira's path. Going to try to pull the ball back. It's now across to Edwards with the shot and into the back of the net. I don't really want a replay. That's for sure. I just don't want to have to play an extra bit. I think if I had Van der Voort in goal there, he would have probably got the hand enough on it to keep it out. But that's the risk when we've only scored one goal and not really attacked that much. Ball out with Van Bergen. If I can just get the pace through on goal, obviously not many other players are going to have the speed to keep up with him. Can he pull it across for Bowen now with the shot and into the back of the net? Jared Bowen has hopefully rescued us the win there in the final 10 minutes. Very good left foot on him. Not too sure about his right foot, but you know, as long as you get it on that lovely left foot, then it's a goal. Morning, Dwayne Holmes. Can we get one last goal to finish off the game? He's gone into the box, and that's clearly a penalty. I don't know how that's not a penalty. Like, he's not got anywhere near the ball, and it seems like he's injured now, so not the best way to end off the game there. Could have potentially got a penalty and got Bowen his hat-trick, but regardless, we're through to the next round. That's the most important thing, and we managed to rest up a few players, which is good. As you can see by the round of 5, Brighton have beaten Brentford by 3-1. Then MK Dons have beaten Crystal Palace. Chelsea have won on penalties against Manchester United, so it's only really Chelsea, Watford and Leicester as the only real big teams. You know, Brighton are alright, but still a beatable team, so we'll have to wait and see who we do have in the next round, which probably, I think it will be the quarterfinals. So into the press conference now. So I've just seen the next round cup draw, and it's actually really soon. So we literally played a week ago, and we have, I don't know if that's because of that game, it almost pushed the West Brom later on, and therefore the next game, yeah, it's pretty soon. So we have the game against Sheffield Wednesday. I wasn't expecting 2 FA Cup games in one episode. But yeah, we've got the Sheffield Wednesday game next, which is our game in hand, I think. Or it's going to be the Reading game, or maybe even that Millwall game. We may even have like 2 games in hand by the time we play Forest, because of how many cup games we've played. So it's not the worst thing in the world being doing well in the cup, but obviously it's going to stretch the squad out in terms of fitness. So it is our rivals, Leicester City. It's not really a rivalry, is it? It's just they're nearby. So yeah, let's go into the game against Sheffield Wednesday, who are, I think they were in the top 10, yeah, 9th in the table, so a reasonably good opponent. And as you can see, Forest are 2 games ahead of us now, so we need to keep winning games. I'd probably, I don't know, would I rather be in Forest's position? I don't know. It's nice to be in the top 2, and trying to chase them, there's a lot of pressure, so yeah, hopefully we can get the win against Sheffield Wednesday. It'll be interesting to see how fitness is to a few players. Here we are then at Hillsborough against Sheffield Wednesday. We have gone for the 4-2-3-1. Van der Voort in goal, Bogle at right back. I was tempted to put Malone in, but I think just because we do have 2 games in hand, and if we win those games, we go above Forest. I'm kind of tempted to play a bit of a stronger team against Leicester, so I've left out a few players that, like Martin Waghorn, for example. I think I will play in the Leicester game just because it is against his former club, of course. So yeah, it's still a very strong team. Obviously, we've got Rooney back in the team. Bowen pretty much won the game single-handedly last game. So here's the Sheffield Wednesday team. They've got Dawson in goal, Palmer and Christensen at fullback, then Lees and Thornilly in the defence, then Luongo, Pelopessi and Bannon. It's interesting that I'm sure Pelopessi was the CDM in the last game and Luongo was centre mid, so it's interesting that the computers changed that. Then they've got Kadeem Harris at the left wing position, Adam Reach and Jordan Rhodes leading the line. It's a very good team. No Forestieri in there, which I'd probably do. And a 4 at right back I'd go for as well over Palmer. Ball out wide here to Bowen if you can get a decent end product, and that'll be absolutely fantastic. Into Josephson's path with the shot and into the back of the net. Florian Josefson with the first goal of the game. As I said, the first goal on Ultimate Difficulty is about 90% of the job. It's very rare when I score first that I do lose games, which is great. It changes the mentality of the computer so differently, because obviously when they go a goal down, they got to push further forwards, try and get a goal, and that creates more spaces at the back. Yeah, nice bit of play from Bowen, just to hold it up and give it back to Josephson. Chance here for Martin to win the header, and has found the back of the net. I've scored a header on FIFA 20. It's a bit of a miracle. Chris Martin on the score sheet, coming off the bench. I don't know. It was nice when we played the 4-1-2-on-2 with Marriott and Martin up top. Maybe we scored more goals then, but I just feel this formation long term just makes a little bit more sense, especially with Van Bergen and Bowen coming in during this last window. So a few more wingers, and it was basically when we couldn't play Lawrence and Bennett, because I just didn't want them to play for the club again, basically. So yeah, we moved them on and got new wingers who are much better. Good chance here for Bowen. It's in the box. Can he slip it across here for Van Bergen at the back post? Yes, he can. Gets the goal for the Dutchman. I was kind of looking for Chris Martin, but I'm not. Regardless, as long as I can get the goal and get the 3, and that's absolutely fantastic. Bowen does a perfectly fine job at the cam position. Probably can play anywhere behind the front striker. And Van Bergen's a nippy little player, and I must say he's very much like Josephson. There we go, full time against Sheffield Wednesday. We do win the game 3-0, very easy victory for us. And yeah, on to the next game against Leicester in the FA Cup. Message here from Curtis Davis. Does want to play more games, but at 34 it's one of those where obviously not going to go up in stats and only going to decline, so only really necessary until probably the end of the season. Bit of growth here to Schurz, going to a 74. I might be tempted to mix up some of the players just because, I don't know, like Sibley for example at 62. We're not really using him that much. And maybe putting in someone like Marriott and getting up to like a 75 would be more beneficial, but nevertheless we're going into the next game against Leicester City. It'll be interesting to see what the other teams have been drawn against in the Cup. We'll also have a look at what the Championship table quickly. We are currently on 69 points, 1 game in hand, so if we do win that game in hand we will go a point above Forest. So it is against Reading as well, who are down in 10th, so you know, the thing to do would probably be focus on the league, but I'm going to probably play a strong team for this game against Leicester, and hope we can just about scrape it against Reading. Here we are then at home for another FA Cup game. I was quite surprised how quickly the next round game was drawn, and yeah, we've gone for Martin Michael on the left hand side. We've had to go for a bit of a different defence, completely different back four to the previous game. Wisdom, Bielik, Davies and Malone. Then Huddleston in that holding midfielder role, Van Bergen on the right, and obviously Marriott up top. Looking at their team, they've gone for the 4-3-3. They have made a few signings. Schmeichel in goal, then Pereira and Fuchs at left back. Then they've got Ake, obviously from Bournemouth. They've signed Johnny Evans. Iloramendi is signing, James Maddison, Yuri Telemans, Harvey Barnes on the left. Belotti up top and Christian Pavon on the right. There's 4 signings in that team. Which is good to see. I like to see that the computer's actually doing stuff. A number of times in career mode, the computer's just literally not made any signs. It's the same team after like 5 years. Just on the ball into Wayne Rooney. Gonna slip it into Jack Marriott with the first time shot, saved by Kasper Schmeichel. I don't know, I could have done a little bit better there. Maybe gone for the finesse shot or something. Rooney into Marriott. Can we get some runners into the box? It's gone through for Martin White, going against his former club. With a lovely first-time shot on his weak foot, does get the first goal of the game, which is absolutely critical. Not too sure if he would. I think he would celebrate. Leicester wasn't exactly a big. He still played there for a few years, but yeah, I feel like he wouldn't celebrate against like Sunderland. But I think he would probably celebrate against Leicester. And it's a great strike from the number 9. Hasn't played many games, but still loads of contributions. I think he's got about 32 now. 3 goals in the FA Cup so far. Ball out over Pavon. It's into the middle to Belotti with the header and into the back of the net. The very well-established Italian striker has made it 1-1 in the game. It's the kind of signing that Leicester need to make, because obviously Vardy is, he's still very good, Vardy, but I think like at 33, 34, I think he's about 33 now. Obviously they're going to have to look to invest in somebody, because they haven't, even if like Vardy gets injured, I just don't know who the other Leicester striker is. Chance here for Leicester in the box with Octavio. Now the edge to Tielemans. Slip back into Octavio, through the keeper into the back of the net. Little bit frustrating, but it was a good ball from Tielemans, and maybe the keeper could have done a bit better, but it is his first goal in the FA Cup. We've got 15 minutes to rescue this game if we are going to get through to the next round. Chance here for Leicester. Nice bit of passing play, good save from Van der Volta though to keep it out. We still have an opportunity to equalise if we can get one more attack. There we go, full time against Leicester City. We have unfortunately lost the game 2-1. A narrow loss from us. We had plenty of chances as well to beat Schmeichel. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a bit of a better chance there from Marriott early on would have got us a good start. But yeah, it was good to see Martin Waghorn get the goal. But as you can see, number of decent saves from Kasper Schmeichel to probably win Leicester the game. Into a bit of training then, we have got Max Bird up to a 65 rated player, which is good to see. His defensive stats aren't exactly amazing at like mid-50s, so if we can keep him in this regime for a bit, then that'll be quite good. I've also changed Bogle to max low, since Bogle's already 74. It's pretty good, so don't really need to increase that. So yeah, we have got a monthly scouting update here from our scout is signing up a few players then to the youth network, which we probably won't use, but maybe if we get a really good player, if he's like 65, 70 rated, then yeah. But yeah, I'm not too disheartened by losing that last game against Leicester, because we did win the Carabao Cup, so you can't really win, you know, 2 cups in the first season. It was a tough game, definitely felt like ultimate difficulty, and now we can concentrate on the Championship and make sure we do get promoted. So we have got 10 games left. 10 games left. So I may do 2 more episodes after this. 5 games each. That's one option. So we've got 2 games in hand on Nottingham Forest at the minute. If we win those games in hand, we can go above them. So that's something we're gonna look towards to do. We also have Nottingham Forest at the start of next month. So we've got these 4 games. So by the time this month's over, we'll probably be caught up. And then the Forest game. So that is basically the point. We could always like simulate the last game against Birmingham if we've already won. But yeah, I think I'll play that Leeds game for sure. But it really depends on how many points I'm on. So for the time being though, while we're chasing Forest, we will be playing every single game until we've got the Premier League confirmed. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode. Leave a like rating if you did enjoy it, and see you soon. Bye.